In a couple weeks, we were out for PAX. I've been busy with Andrea's stuff a lot, especially since she started her leave. So we'll try to spend as much of this progressing as possible and not re-exploring areas we've already been to. If you guys want to nudge me along to a zone that I can explore, that would certainly be helpful. Oh, the Octopath Traveler demo's out? Nice. So it's the Bradley default team? Is it still called Octopath Traveler? I thought that was just a temporary project name. Alright, there's really not a ton to explore here. There is Deepnest. I have the new tramway that I've opened up, so I can go there. It's not too far to walk. Wow, they have a demo with a working title still. That's surprising. Remember my controls here. Where have you gone, dear king? I don't know if I can even climb up here, can I? This might not be... Oh, no, it's the next room. This is the thing that might be the king? Maybe? Yeah. What's it like so far, Yukupo? I guess I could reach out. Andrea and I started playing a bit of Final Fantasy 15. Got over my stress about not streaming it. And it's pretty cool. Kind of frustrated at the fact that it assumes that you watched a couple movies, apparently. The plot doesn't really connect that well, because I haven't watched Kingsglaive, and I think there's one other one. We might watch those before we play more of it. I guess it's kind of a problem with open world games in general. It's kind of hard to hook you in there. Adam Savage's weekly podcast is called Still Untitled. Nice. The Octopath Traveler. It's a weird name, but you can't really get weirder than Bravely Default or anything that Tetsuya Nomura has put out, so they've kind of tapped that one out. It's right here, right? No. Okay, here we go. Getting lost hype. I love sprite art, man. I'm excited to play Samus Returns, but I'm kind of bummed out that it's 3D graphics. I really want them to just make Super Nintendo games forever, or really, really high quality 32-bit sprite art. Alright. Guess maybe I can go down into that bottom right area, and there's a section all the way to the left that you might be able to check out. Major thing that I still need is the ability to get through those black walls I've seen all over the place. There's probably still zones I can explore with double jump and dash. Yeah. No, for sure. Something about sprite art. The Shantae games look amazing, but I would love if they were still sprites. That's why I can't get through that. Bet you there's another one right down here. Wait a minute. Doesn't seem right. Are there two exits from this room? That's surprising. So that means there should be another one right down here, right? Am I missing something? Yeah. Is there a wall that I should be able to get through here? Oops. No? Alright. Well, I'll try going all the way to the left side then. I hadn't come here yet. Corpse of a Garpede. Oh, interesting, that did the hunting thing. Oh right, these are they're an environmental feature, and you can actually damage them. So that's how you get the log entry for them. That's cool. I can't get that down. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Cool little secret. Oops. Remember my controls here. Knock on wood, but I think the frame dropping was chilled out. Yeah, and like, I think Shantae is probably a better... If you're going to move away from sprite art, I'd rather it not happen in the first place, but if you're going to do it, Shantae is about as good as it's going to look, just going with a full HD cartoon style. I really don't like that 3DS, you know, kind of 3D sprite look. I'm sure that wasn't to be a friend. Thought it was. Right. Ooh. What's that all about? Watch it be gone now. Ha 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 ha. Cool. Interesting. That's one of those things that's just, it's correct, right? Sometimes you'll be watching a movie and you're like, oh man, this scene should unfold in this exact way, and it happens. Yes. It's the right way to do that. Yeah, if you have an example of a game you think does that really well, Yukiko. This area is pretty great. The lack of music in this zone is interesting too. This game's really great with its sound design just on the whole. Okay, so there are other things to explore in there. I'll come back to it later. Oh. Cool. Stuff closing behind me. Hello. That's pretty sweet. Nice. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Double G's. Oh, this isn't going to end well, is it? Phase transitioned him too soon there. Okay, that's better. Bummer. Thought I was going to dodge that. Did not. Whew. Brute forced. That's cool. That was a really awesome segment. Like how that thing just bounces around. Yeah, I've been cheesing bosses for a while. I kind of feel bad about it, right? It's sort of like at the end of my Dark Souls 1 playthrough when I just had a build that let me cheese through everything. Ooh, pale ore. Nice. I don't know what that is. On the one hand, I'm not gonna like go in and deactivate the cheese. Basically the fast swing, the fast heal. And I don't know how you fix that. Like, you kind of have to get rid of the fast swing badge and the iframes badge. But that was really fun. Really cool boss. So does the next weapon upgrade require 3 pale ore, or is it still 2? Oh, that makes sense, Spiky. It's a shortcut to go back, right? That was a cool little stumble. Because you know to look for it at that point. Missed. You're probably missing a pale ore. I should just leave and go find a bench and figure out if there's another part of the zone that's too big of a maze for me to try to find it solo in the dark. Oh, really? They added like his spitting attack stuff? That's cool. It's interesting to me that like games that let you build like Hollow Knight or Dark Souls, and let you select a set of abilities or passive buffs. Like, a big part of the fun for me is sussing out a build that works for me, and I think that's true for a lot of people. But at the same time, like I want the game to be consistently at its highest difficulty level. So if it was the boss, the boss with the fake death, the Dream World version of him, the hard mode version. Guy that teaches you the butt slam. That was the hardest boss I think I've fought so far. So I think it's kind of a it's a sliding scale. If you give the player more customization power, they're likely to find a way to cheese your system and make the game less difficult. And I'm not the kind of like no sphere grid guy to generate artificial difficulty by choosing not to use certain really good abilities. Once you put it there, it's difficult for me to not use it. Soul Master, that was it. It's interesting though, because both of those things provide me joy, both, you know, fighting something that's difficult and like making the difficult stuff trivial. So like, the question becomes, which one do I like more? I think the wrong solution was the Persona solution. Like, you make bosses that have explicit abilities that counteract the ideal builds. You know, if it's correct to kit out everybody with elemental immunity, then you just have a boss that punishes you for having elemental immunity equipped. It shows some level of self-awareness on the part of the developers to say, hey, we know that this is really strong for the rest of the game, so for this optional content, you're not going to use it. It's interesting. Wait, not fun. I guess I have fun before. Yeah, mutually exclusive joy. It's a good way to think about it. Progress in one arena necessarily detracts from the other. That makes me curious, though, if there is if there's a way you could make a game that finds some way to capitalize on both of them, right? It rewards you for breaking it, but then maybe dynamically upscales the difficulty when it realizes that you've broken it, without totally taking it away from you like Persona does. Level scaling can work, yeah. I'm trying to think if I've played a game that had really just like incredibly well done level scaling. I think probably the key that we've landed on in several decades of game development It was probably the first game that had significant level scaling. It was maybe 20 years old. Anyway, to me, I think what it was is you have this idea from City of Heroes and Guild Wars called sidekicking, where you can join someone who's a higher level than you, and you get level synced up to the content with them. I think outside of an MMO, that doesn't actually work. Like, I don't think you want that. I think you want the opposite. I think you want to sync weak content up, make easy content harder, but you never want to make harder content easier. And you run into those problems with games like Skyrim, where you can explore anywhere and the level of the enemies is always roughly equal to your level. It makes it so you never like walk into a volcano and there's a bunch of enemies that are 30 levels higher than you. Like, that's a really critical experience, I think, in an exploration-based game, that you go somewhere that's just out of your league so that you can remember it and be, man, I'm going to come back here later when I'm stronger. I think that the like Oblivion-style level scaling doesn't allow for that. Yeah, it looks like we all landed on that at exactly the same time, the Elder Scrolls games. Oh, I didn't even think about that for Oblivion. Like, I haven't actually played it, I'm just aware of the way its level scaling works. Yeah. Well, maybe a solution is, you create a world that, suppose that there's 100 levels in the game, and there's level 100 areas and there's level 1 areas, just like any other normal game. But you just make it so that the level 1 areas scale up with you when you get to level 10. Basically, once you're level 10, there's no such thing as a level 1 area anymore. The lowest level anything is level 10. So it keeps you having that sense of getting the new, stronger area, more difficult content, and you can still attempt stuff sooner than you're supposed to be able to. I guess the problem then, and this isn't something that I experience very much as a gamer, but I know that this is important to a lot of gamers, and it's the idea that you want your character to become overpowered at some point so you can revisit an area that was previously way too hard and just completely destroy it. I actually don't get much joy from that. Getting into a random battle in Final Fantasy when I'm 50 levels higher than it and everything dies in one hit. Like, that doesn't feel great. But I can see how it would, That's a cool secret. I love the secrets in this game, man. They're really, really well hidden. FF8's the earliest one I can think of, too. I want to go the other way, too. Let's see what's over this way. Post-game in Etrian Odyssey is good. Oh, that makes sense. 6-gun, yeah. I think that there's hope in the realm of like dynamic difficulty scaling, but you need to do it in a way that makes it difficult for the player to see the matrix, like, so to speak. Like, I think the wrong way to do it is the Nintendo model, where after you failed a certain number of times, it pops up and says, "Hey, you suck. Here you go." You want to adjust it without them necessarily knowing that it's happening. The kind of thing that after you've beaten the game, you go and read the article for, like, oh, there's this dynamic difficulty setting. That's cool. But even that doesn't work for every game. Like, I would be annoyed if Hollow Knight, the bosses got easier the more times I failed against them. So I'd want to beat them at their most challenging. I can see it being something that you opt into. New music here. Inch. Yeah, no, that's true. You raise a good point that I think, and that's probably true for almost all video games, that a significant percentage of your player base never see the Matrix. and it's kind of absurd to expect developers to build games for people who see the Matrix. There are a few out there, and I think that's why they're such cult classics in their own respects. Rubber banding XP. Oh, does that speaker play some sound when you're in there? Is it destroyed forever? I'm just conditioned to attack everything I ever see. Bummer. Only works for linear games, yeah. So this is a distinct area from the other green, like... foresty zone I've been to, right? Oh, a mini arena, cool. This guy's corpses you want to stay away from, I think, maybe? I love this game's use of orange. What are the frustrating design decisions in Dragon Quest IX? I never played that one. Is that the multiplayer one? Cheap-seated trauma of OJ. They really hated that Tasmanian Devil cartoon. It's such a weird show. Tasmania, I think it was called. Taz is already probably the least interesting character to make an entire TV show around. It's pretty one-dimensional. Let's make his dad obsessed with orange juice. It's a bummer, especially after 8 was so good. Apparently 8 wasn't voice acted in Japan. That made a pretty big difference in my enjoyment of that game, I think. Nothing negative to say about Hollow Knight. It's great the party in true Odyssey style. Yeah. You know, I don't know if I've ever played a game that lets you create your own custom party where I feel any connection to those characters. I feel like you have to do some sort of authoring. It seems like that should be possible, right? There should be something you can do narratively that lets you create a character. Ooh, that seems like it could be possible. Although, there might also just be a safe spot that I can land on there. Yeah. That's less complicated than I thought. I thought I was going to have to dash over there and then double jump over the little gap, but I think I can just kind of reach here. Hello. Here sleeps the trader's child. Interesting. Just remember this is here. Try to keep an eye on it. Looks like it's maybe past, hopefully. Drives me crazy not having a map. Dragon Quest 3, Final Fantasy 3 too, right? Oh, the original release of Final Fantasy 3 for the NES. The Onion Knights were just randos that you created. Final Fantasy 1. I guess they gave them characters, backstories and stuff in the remake. think I actually saw any drop frames up here. It's a good game, isn't it, Yukipo? Man, that game... For anything else you'd say about it, the fact that it manages to accomplish so much without very many authored experiences, you know, by just having the alien have really good AI, very specific AI, it's really impressive to me. I feel like you could borrow that same idea and apply it to a genre that's not horror. I've very infrequently played games where I can't tell the difference between authored and like generated content. It's usually very clear. Usually you look at a game like Terraria for the most obvious example, it's really clear what's randomly generated and what's placed there by the developers. This. Cool. I love the layering effect here. It's super awesome. So I'm going to make a game that has both an AI creature like the alien and also uses a director AI like Left 4 Dead. I feel like that's been an underutilized advancement in game design. Director. Well, maybe there are other games that use it and just don't make a big deal out of it, like Left 4 Dead does. So you don't really know that it's there. I keep seeing signs for the stag station. They're trying to tell me there's some way to get over there. So we're on the level. Remind me what kind of game that is, Six Gun, and how the director would be used in it. Can't climb up here? That's surprising. Sorry, the director is, it's this separate AI, it's not an actual character in the game, something you interact with, but it makes decisions about what's going to occur in the game world based on factors like how much you're moving, how many power-ups you have, what your current health level is, how many enemies you've killed recently, the enemies that have already been spawned. So it dynamically changes the level design. Will do things like summon hordes of zombies or provide a power-up that wasn't there before because you need it to create a more engaging or exciting experience. There might be a thing up there. I should make myself killed. Oh, that's cool. So what would the director doing it? Oh, I see. So you think Scarf? Appreciate that.
You're super awesome.
I gotta find a bench. I need to look at my map. I'm super lost in the zone. Appreciate it, Scarf. It goes with everything. It's like Guile's theme. I'm sure someone's already combined those two things. Thank you, Six Gun. Given the distance between streams, this big section of the Hollow Knight's gonna be a lot of big machine gun. Oh, I still don't have a map. I go back to the bench so I can record my map.
You're super
I don't have a
awesome.
map yet.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Supposed to take it literally, dude. Let's see if I can find the map guy. He's gotta be around here somewhere. Son of a bitch. Go. That guy was inside you. If only. Is that the foreground? No, that is definitively in the interacts with you ground. I feel like this game's gonna pull that trick eventually, right? There's gonna be an area that I have to recognize that it's foreground and I can slide through it. Slide into the monster DMs. Map guy, where are you? Oh, it's in dirt. Bitch. Okay. Another bench. Not that benches do anything for me right now. But still let myself be excited about them. Oh, there's... Okay, that explains the layout of that room. I should be able to see the matrix with that. You think you should be able to tell a room that has one of these little essence trees. It's got a bunch of weird, unnecessary dead ends. There you go. Just get it to play in the background. More humming characters. Just a cool little idea, like, I wonder who comes up with that. Who at Team Cherry had the idea for the map guy to both clue you in that he's nearby with the humming in the distance and little scraps of paper. It's pretty great either way. Well, at least I didn't spend 30 minutes at the start of today's stream wandering around. I've been in all new territory the whole time. So. Do you think it happened during internal testing and they added it? Oh, no, I didn't notice you mentioned that. Really? That's crazy. It's such an iconic thing. Corpse of a mossy vagabond, overcome with infection. Do you take... Looks like my rancid eggs. Light, bright. Light. Blazing bright. Interesting. Pretty gnarly. Oh wow. Holy shit, I've been able to come here this whole time? How did I not find this before? It says this part of the map's already revealed. Yeah, I must have been in that room and turned around and just got completely lost. Oh, I broke a one-way barrier. Cool. on. I want to go find the map guy. That seems maybe sequence breakable. Probably shouldn't try it though. Aw, I don't remember that. That's sad. Little guy. Maybe not. Alright. That's the other thing. We need to learn how to swim, and we need to learn how to, or I guess swim in that poison water. And we need to learn how to break through the black walls. Heart of a champion. Widow water. Oh, is that the end of this zone? Well, I guess it's one potential end of this zone. Poor guy. I don't know, I'm gonna try going another way then. That's a potential exit that I can't use yet. And I would watch like a multi-hour documentary about things that changed because of player feedback in games, like from alpha, beta testers, internal testing, like how big of a deal it ended up being. Heard little bits and snippets about that all over the place. Like there's the thing about there not being grass you could cut in Ocarina of Time, and how the testers at Nintendo were really disappointed by it. It's just a really silly thing. Probably make like a Reddit thread. What are some cool features of games that are only there as reported by devs because of tester feedback? Oh, shit. Yeah. Set Mark Rosewater. I think Mark Rosewater has said that before. He said that your player base is good at identifying problems and terrible at coming up with solutions, I think is the way he phrased it. Is there ever a point in this game where there's a place that I need to use the butt slam that doesn't have any kind of conveyance? Like, right now if I can butt slam something on the floor to progress, the ground shakes a little bit when I stand on it. But is there ever a place where I can do that but there's no ground shaking effect? There is one? Is it just one? Still haven't found the stag. It's gotta be near here somewhere though, right? There's signs all over the place in here for me. Why would I be able to drop down here? So you would only want to see it. Checking every possible place for it, right? Okay. Take it. Hey, my man. Map guy. Yeah, I can hear that. In a second. Yo, dog. Yes. Thank goodness. That is a lot of area to have uncovered without a map. Well, if I visit a place that has a butt slam that's not conveyed, and I leave without checking it out, feel free to tell me that I missed it. Oh, I probably should have talked to them before murdering them. Tag station at the heart of the gardens. It would have taken my rest or someone got unlocked the door. How did he just say that unbidden? Like, I wasn't close enough to him to talk to him. Oh, did I go past it during this stream? Poor babies. Oh, okay. I didn't really murder them, I just, you know, absorbed their eternal souls into my blade. I can never know peace again. It's already dead. Damn. I don't dislike women, Mandrake, but I do deny them my essence. Re-murdered them. Yo, dog. I have a ton and no apparent use yet. Let's think you're out. No, this is a different zone. Alright, let me go. Can't make a rancid omelet. You know, there's one thing I would change about my taste palette. It wouldn't be the cilantro thing. One of those weirdos. Cilantro tastes like hand soap. I would like eggs. I don't really like eggs. And that's a bummer because they go in basically everything. And most breakfast items are defined by their egg content. The rancid eggs did nothing. Just picked them up and carried them for no reason. Okay, so I know where this is, I think. I think I've been on the other side of that room. Surprised I haven't been in the same room as... I know, right? I wish I liked them. There's all these different varieties. There's breakfast burritos and omelets, and scrambled eggs. You can put an egg on practically anything. People will do it. Is there a vegan alternative to eggs, Pikupo? I'm just really curious like what they're trying to nail with that. If they're, I know it's a useful cooking tool because it's basically like cooking glue, so I'm sure there's an alternative for that. But so I don't know what else you'd want to use them for in vegan cooking. It's complicated. That's a bitch. Wait. Okay, I thought I saw a sign over there. Pancakes are better than eggs. Well, waffles are better than pancakes. So. But we've had that discussion. Article of vegan egg. It's powdered and you mix it with water. Any idea what it is? I'm really curious. Sick folks. Fog Canyon. Shit. Have I been in this room before? This feels really familiar. I've been in a part of the map with those little lightning bugs. Two scrambles, no passing resemblance to eggs. Mana flexi. I really love that echoey sound effect. It's really cool.
I don't know, Lando. Marstead looks a little bit lost.
We've got to give him more time.
Yeah, I think it's been a while since I've been in that zone. Familiar though. Basically, if I don't have a map for it, I'm not going to remember very well. This is hella suspicious. No. Oh good, there's a building here. Overgrown mound. Oh, this is a new zone? No way. Interesting. Have I visited another zone by going through a door? Like, I know I've gone into a couple self-contained like buildings, but... Hear me. I love these little things. Maybe it'll do something later, but... Oh, he's the guy that taught me the upspell? I see. So weird. Is it a bug? Huh. Interesting. Alright, so I've connected two areas now. Oh, all the spells are mounds from going in a door. Okay, so it's not a complete... I thought it was a much bigger zone than that. Does it even have a map? The mound rooms? Okay, so that's just a shortcut at this point. It's a one-way door. I don't know if there even is a map over here to this section. Go to Fog Canyon, let's follow it. Oh, those are both parts of Fog Canyon. Interesting. Does Fog Canyon have the jellyfish monsters too, or is that a different zone? Try going up and around here. Okay. It has that cool echoey noise. Alright, first time. Am I able to get the Fog Canyon map right now? Sure. Okay. Shit. Interesting. I like how they turn into a corpse that you can't interact. Oh, that was cool. The little cracked glass. Nice. Awesome. Hey, Nonovan, how you doing? How you been? Oops, I triggered that early. I can't cancel it, can I? Kinda cancel it. You're a baby. Oh, is that all just for a baby? That's cool. Oh, what game have you been playing? Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. Man, I haven't had a long DMV wait in a long time, but I've lived in states that have cool, like, online reservation things where you can bypass the line for the most part. General Civil War. What kind of game is it? Well, California is the worst place for a lot of things. There's stuff that like you don't even really think about in other states. You go to California, it's the worst. Oh yeah, I've been here before. Oh my god. So this zone that I've been in connects... Is it like the center of the entire world map or something? I feel like it's connected to a ton of places that I've already visited through what appear to be one-way passages. Remember the next essence threshold I needed? 1600? Yeah, being able to do that online, have them just send you the sticker, it's the dream. RTS without base building. Camp screen where you spend political influence to build up your core, decide what kind of units you want. Infantry upgrades. Oh, okay, that's cool. So it kind of has the flavor of base building without actually having base building. More of these to pick up still. Fictional but possible? You mean like... What do you mean by possible? Just that, you know, Robert E. Lee's not going to fight Frankenstein or something? Blue Boo? Oh, I see. Gotcha. Well, okay. When was Frankenstein written? Did it predate the Civil War? I think it did, didn't it? Or was coterminous with it? Actually not sure. Okay. Go back to Queen's Gardens here. See it. She wrote it on like a dare from a group of friends, I think it was. Or reading about Mary Shelley. It was on some Wikipedia binge forever ago. They like all agreed to write books. I haven't been to a bench in a while, and my path to a bench is... Let's see if it's faster from this direction. I probably need to make a warp point. As soon as I found out that warping costs essence, I'm like loath to use it, but I have more than enough, and I get them occasionally from drops, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, right. So sometimes I'll associate a couple things together, even though they're not associated at all, because I happen to read them in that order in a Wikipedia binge. I have that with a lot of albums at certain times in my life. Undertow by Tool I associate with grinding frost giants in this Korean MMO called Nexus. Bench so I can see where I can still visit. Several hundred more essence than you need for random drops. What's the sorry, I can use my words here. I'll try going this way. How much essence do you need for the highest upgrade that matters for it? Is it like 3,000? 5,000? I think this is a blocked off wall down here. Let me go check real quick. Or it's like a one-way door. Further down. Oops. Double whoops. 2.4k. Alright. That's reasonable. Am I reading that right? That makes it seem like there's something right through here. I can't get through there. Magic will never break a wall, right? It's not that. Maybe it's something I can get coming from the other direction. Keep moving down in the direction of the bench here. Sorry, what I mean is, if my slash can break a wall, will magic break the same wall? That's what I meant to ask. Oh, you were involved in the phase of testing with using essence to warp? How would you abuse it? It only costs 1, right? Yeah, I wonder what else I would have you do. I guess you can put a cooldown on it. Hey, difficult, how you doing? I'm doing well. Alright, try going back up there. I've got more map at least. What's an alternate deterrent? Oh, sure. Yeah, I know it's stupid. I know there's more than enough essence for me to warp all I want. I might use it after I buy the last upgrade. But like the thought of getting to 23.99 essence because I used warped 3 or 4 times and needing to find another source of essence. That notion drives me crazy. I didn't like it for flavor reasons. Interesting. Oh, respawning enemies for the journal without having to run all the way back. That's clever. I've seen that exact same enemy elsewhere, right? But it doesn't have grass on it? Or is it slightly different? I feel like there's one in the arena that behaves very similarly, but doesn't have a little grass afro. I guess using warp as a... Could not die. Oh, I see. They are different. Gotcha. They drop a lot of money. I think they appear to. It might be in small increments. Still am not convinced that I'm done up here. Although, why don't you all just tell me, can I do anything up here yet? Or is this really just kind of meant to show me, hey, there's a thing over here you can't do yet? There's no way to get it from the right side. I guess I could come from that path over near where it says green path. If I go down and left. Can't do anything there now? Okay, thank you. Just to drive you insane. It is working. Blocked by a shadow thing. Thank you. I'm looking forward to the map pin update. Hollow Nest Seal. Should be a way down here somewhere. Halloween update. What's up, guys? When there's that much geo on the ground, the game slows down a smidgen to fix it. Back. I never did report to them and send them the video of the game's, like, my CPU usage going crazy when I turned on that controller beta. They may have figured it out by now. I think that ranks up there as one of the craziest bugs I've ever found in a game. Like, at least in the way it presented itself. It presented itself as your microphone sounds all messed up. Like, what could possibly be causing that? Oh, the controller beta's turned on. Whoa. Queen is coming. Waiting so long, she's almost here. I feel like I'm about to burst. Kept it safe, this secret garden. I've kept it safe, this sacred garden. There we go, I can talk today. But say for all this time, soon the queen will turn and teach you to fly. Should we wait together, strangers? Play together? Yeah, let's do it. It's cute. It's a little baseball. What kind of bug is he supposed to be? The well-known NBA bug. Volleyball in this. Whew. Did not deserve that heal. Died in the chaos duck. Gotcha. Fighting a long time, stranger. I'm very, very tired. The queen will be here soon. I just need to sleep later. I'm waiting when the queen arrives. That was a cool fight. Protector of Root and Leaf, we honor you. Is there anything in this game that's not based on a real bug? I bet that was really fun for the dev team to just kind of like list of insects and try to derive creative inspiration from that, you know? I love that way of being creative. Moth caterpillar. Been here before, haven't I? Holy shit. I haven't. Oh wow! Look how cute he is! I mean, it's kind of gross. If you just look at the thing inside the clown face, it's kind of horrific looking. The little clown face. It's horrible. It's awesome. It was a really cool way to get into a stag station. Big fan. Oh, that's why. So it wasn't a locked door, it was a little window, and that's why the stag station sign is all over the place here. Okay. That's cool. Is there a station that I can visit right now, given that it's been like 2 weeks since I played this, that might be good for progression abilities? Or might be worth exploring now that I've got the double jump? I could just pick some at random and look for empty spots on the map, but... Hey girl!
Akala, tono.
King Station? Okay, thank you.
Papa Sude.
Bought all his junk, there's nothing to buy from... Probably doesn't have anything here, I can check. Shouldn't be anything to buy from the badge clerk. Sorry, I asked earlier, and if someone replied, I missed the answer. How many pale ore do I need for the next nail upgrade? Is it 2 or 3? Just look for unexplored paths. Okay. Papanada. Oh wow, yeah, there's quite a bit to do here, isn't there? So you mean like in that central area above the ancient basin? I can get there. The rest of it doesn't look unexplored. Try getting closer up to the ceiling up here too. Oh, so it's not necessarily in the King Station zone, is what you're saying? Okay. I guess there's a lot of zone boundaries here. I'm gonna go try Kingdom's Edge. I can't get there from here. I wonder where it's marked that way. If those rooms connect at all, I can go all the way up and then go to Kingdom's Edge. How much essence am I saving on? That might be enough for an upgrade. Let me check with him really quick. It's resting grounds. I feel to just drop down too. How does the map maker going home work? So like if you see him but don't buy his map and then you leave the screen, he'll go home and you can buy it from the map store in town? Is that the way it works? 1500. 1800. Alright. Sweet. Did you say there's one more? Or how many more masks and how many more, like, soul orbs are left? 1800. Based on progress triggers, I see. One more mask, okay. Gotcha. That's one that would make sense. Oh, really? He was already gone the first time he went to the zones. That's interesting. Poor guys. I haven't done the flower delivery, no. I don't think I'm able to with my current ability set. I did reach the NPC that offers it. Just haven't done it yet. He's always gone in resting grounds. Alright, so there's Coliseum of Fools. Other exits to the City of Tears. There's another way to the Ancient Basin. There's a thing... Alright, so down in the bottom of the map is the Hive area, which I think I've already completed. But directly above the Hive there's a path that I haven't reached. And then there's another one just northwest of that. I'm gonna go try to check those out, but if they're not worth bothering with right now, you can go and tell me. Ouch. Oh, this one? Oh yeah, you're right. I see two of them. Good call. I missed those when I first looked. I wonder if those are worth highlighting in some way. You know, I don't think I've played a Metroidvania that explicitly points out, hey, this is a area where you haven't reached a wall yet. I mean, obviously you wouldn't mark when there's a secret wall, because usually that doesn't show up on the map anyway. But given it's something you know the player's looking for anyway, maybe it stands out enough as it is. This zone is super cool. Ashen one. How do the satellites work again? I think I know what you're talking about. I couldn't get to the top of this room before. This tall room that I'm in right now? Oh yeah, good call. Oh, I love this game. The only thing telling you to check that wall is the little butterfly in the foreground silhouette. It's awesome. Super cool. Some conveyance savants made this game. Yeah, I agree. I guess in theory you go back and get them before a boss fight, but I guess an extra 3 health that I can't actually recover. Wait. Somebody's so sleepy. What? What is this guy based on? Bardoon. You climb high. Grave of Worm. Once told it came to die. What is death for that ancient being? The old kingdom is a product of them being spawned from that event. Interesting. Oh, he knows. That's cool. Fat lore buddy. I've seen his tail before and messed around with it, right? Falling ash is molt. The worm's corpse. Oh, that's cool. So it's not ash. Molting worm. I'm not a worm. Too many limbs. This is super cool. Cool. So is his tail gonna go away now, maybe? That was super cool. Yeah, the lore worm. Yeah, I remember finding his tail. That was really cool. They really nailed the feel of this game, I think. It doesn't feel... I mean, it kind of has a nihilism thing going on. Big cat in the game files. Interesting. Like, Dark Souls feels really, like, nihilist. And this game has got some grim, like, you know, this world's decaying. Kind of has that in common with Dark Souls. But it feels a little more chipper, I guess? I don't know. It's hard to describe. I just never went this way? Huh. Probably could have caught her if I had started charging. Right.
Gala negosa tros. Hegale.
Needle is lethal and I feel no sadness, no uncleanness denies.
Garama! Shaw! Shaw! Shaw!
Should have healed up there. I think I knocked her off for a second. Ooh, that's a cool ability. What exactly is she doing there? Shit. Do most of the humanoid enemies have a weakened state if you hit them enough times, give you a chance to heal like that? I feel like I've seen several bosses that do that. A humanoid, I guess, I mean little attacks you with a weapon bosses. So strong. La Fenuvenito to you two. Barfig Newton. Ghost of Hollow Nest. Head onward. Is that the first time I've been called that? Burn that mark upon your shell and claim yourself as king. Interesting. Wow, this area is so cool. Did I just not come here before? I feel like I was able to access this without any of my recent upgrades. Most bosses have something like that. Interesting. Yeah, very Dark Souls 2. Cast off shell of the worm. This is all mult. It's the source of what appears to be ash. Oh, I need to double jump. King's Brand. Hollowness shall recognize a new ruler, and the kingdom's gates will open. Interesting. So does that just let me break the black crap now? Cool. It's a load-bearing King's Mark. Cool. That was pretty awesome. Is that actually okay? It's marked. Hollowness ancient places will open before it, so it's a key basically. Let's go south a bit. I'm trying to think if I've gotten to an area that looked like it needed some kind of kingly thing to open. Got the little King's Gates in Dark Souls 2 as well. Ask then, what's the deal with the Lancer lady? Why is she so connected to the king? Why does she know so much? Why is she helping me out? What was the king doing inside the corpse of a worm when he leave his mark there? Not an interactable corpse. Still can't do shit with that. So that's one on the right that I can't do anything with yet. Got a couple to the west though I can go check out. What was the relevant part, sir? Definitely feels like Dark Souls, and it's the kind of game where you're gonna play through it and not really have much of a clue what's going on. You get kind of a vague sense of, okay, there's this king kind of Gwyn-like mythological feature that gets dropped a lot. But once you beat it and play it again, then you start, you know, reading the wiki and seeing the hints of the lore. Grave of Worm, when Soul King die. It's death for that ancient being. Soul Kingdom is a product of the being spawned from that event. Let's see. Okay, so that's water. I can't do that one yet. Did I not do this one? I guess not. Huh. But I haven't actually been here before. Hold on, let me go back. There's a thing I might be able to climb up. Should be doable. Oh, did it touch the water and die? Did I need double jump to be able to do that? Interesting. Could just be a shortcut. That's cool. That's all that's up here, though. I should go cash in the little babies, too. Gotten a bunch of them and haven't been back there in a while. Next time I get to a stack station, I'll try to remember to do that. Oh, you need a double jump to... Oh, you're not sure if you need double jump to cancel out of it. I know there's other ways to cancel. Oh, you get wings when you cancel. This is probably just a one-way door, right? Still haven't been here yet. So perhaps not. Hello. What's your deal? Eternal Emilitia. For a surprise, it's not often I receive visitors who sensed my affluence. Body shambling around all mindless and empty. Okay, you're not a weirdo at all. Seemed regal. She's saying that because I got the King's Mark?
Oh. 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 Oh.
She laughs when you leave. But you're... Oh. Oh. Interesting. It's a cool way to make a shortcut.
Oh. Oh.
Alright. Probably could have left and found a bench there and some map reveal. Yeah, this game is really, like, there's a lot of polish to it, right? They didn't have to put all of that in there. It could have just been the NPCs standing there. They have a lot of personality. It's really cool. Only those who prove their honor in combat may enter the grove beyond. My favorite enemies. Yeah, I can see why there's all the talk of Game of the Year for this. It's probably my Game of the Year so far. It's good if you get to classify Breath of the Wild as it's in its own category, so it doesn't have to compete. Breath of the Wild is on my list of if I could delete my memory of something to play it blind again, it would be that. Is that a... can I get up there? I need an enemy to be able to bounce up there. Maybe I just drop down from elsewhere. Huh. Isma's Grove. Pull the lever. Be a good place to learn how to swim. Oops. Not yet. Yeah, that's what happened. I think that's what that is. Isma's Tear. Acid shall be repelled. Swim in acidic waters without coming to harm. Man, that's great. There's so many little things. Ogrim, there's no time. That's cool. She's neat looking. She's got one of those in-game looking masks. Alright. Oh man, this is a Super Mario Bros. 2 secret. So happy. I can come here right after the dung beetle boss. Oh wow. I've been wondering about that for a while. Oh, beating him changed something about this zone? Interesting. Was there a clue to that when I fought him? Is that what they meant by the you'll have to prove yourself in battle? I remember that now. Right on, that's cool. So what's the point of that? Oh, there isn't one. Very good. I'm excited for the new Breath of the Wild DLC. I'm wondering what it's going to include. Oh, okay. I thought maybe I was going somewhere new that way. A lot of people never see the original state. Sure. Yeah. Try to remember places where I've had that acid bar my progress. Looking for that for a while, that's exciting. Oh, you came here from this direction? That's interesting. Oh. Wait, really? Huh. Interesting. Alright, let me see if I can hit that bench really quick. Maybe I can get to it from here. Yeah, that's cool. I'm impressed at how generally non-linear this game is. I think to make an actual non-linear Metroidvania is pretty tough, you know. I think you see that with the later Metroid games. I'm not sure how Samus Returns is, but like Metroid Fusion's a great game. It's also pretty linear in comparison to the rest of the series. To the point where, you know, the computer atom actually locks you out of certain areas. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so I've done just about everything. I guess there's a thing on the far right that I could check out. That's forever from here. I should go find places that have acid water. There's one in the fungal wastes, I think. No, if not the fungal wastes, it's the area with jellyfish, so I could go there too. Hey, Brother Gable, how you doing? Really need to fix that. How dare Peek Peek not be a subscriber? Can't even count on support from my own bot. There you go, thank you, bro. Still really love the way they do zone transitions in this game too. They tend to have at least one screen that has features from both areas. It's really rad looking. Alright, so we actually want Fog Canyon, I think. I'm gonna see if there's an obvious exit from here. I should have made a warp somewhere, so it's gonna be forever to get to one from here. Check out that door below the Mantis Village. It's the closest thing that I haven't done. Yeah, pretty much spiky. It would be nice if you could, on Twitch, designate particular users as having all the perks without paying, but I have a feeling that Twitch would never do that. At least giving you one or two. Do you want to pay me, asshole? Right. Caterpillar. That makes way more sense. He's not a worm. Just never went this way? Huh. It must not be something important. It's the most important thing in the whole game. Oh, right. Didn't I come in here before and that guy, like, closed a gate that wouldn't let me through? Was I just moving faster that time? Seems familiar. It's that Futurama episode where it's like, are you saying that you value human life more than robot life? No, no. Well, actually, yes. That's it, I'm killing myself. Mark of Pride. Greatly increases the range of the nail. Wait, does that stack with the other thing that increases with long nail? Let's check that out. How you doing, Sornus? Alright, bench hike. I'll be playing for about another 20 minutes or so. Andrew's just watching TV at the moment, so we'll go spend some time with her. Alright, let me know how Divinity 2 is. I like what little I played of the first game. We did it for like an hour on Subblock with Andrew. I kind of got the idea. Curious what they changed in the second one. We just talked to her doctor about that last night, and it's 3 months to 6 months is how long the disability can last if it's approved. So it will be more based on when she's doing better. She's definitely not better right now. I had a really bad scare Monday night. Almost took her to the psychiatric hospital. Such a murderer. I could try going up here. Can I not? Maybe that is only accessible from another zone. There's not like a stag station near here. I guess the tram's near here. I've fallen from there before. Oh, is it from that other exit there on the left? I see. Gotcha. Can't climb back up, but there's no reason to, I guess. I want to try to go to the Fog Canyon, so I gotta get to a stag station. Let's see if I can do that. Hey, welcome back, Nodovan. How you doing? How was your special ladies trip to the DMV? Horrifying but successful. Yeah, I guess maybe that's what they added the warp for, so I have only myself to blame that I'm not using it. Right. Well, you have to set a warp location, right? So I guess you would just set it at a stag station, so you can always get to one and get back to where you were. Son of a bitch. of those mask bosses kind of near here-ish. It's just a dead end, it appears. Whoops. Okay. I was going crazy for a second, thinking I got turned around. Get my juice back. Yeah, it might make sense. I think one of the tram stops is near a stag station. Maybe I'll go ahead and put a portal down. How do I do it again? Like, it told me how to do it forever ago, and I haven't done it once, so I don't actually remember. What's down here? I feel like I checked this out earlier this stream, and I can't get through it yet. Is it a black wall? Yeah. And then there's another path down here, apparently. It shows on the map, but I can't actually do anything there yet. Oh, the thing in your inventory actually tells you how to do it. Green gate, hold Y. Hold down while using the green nail. Hold it up. Travel to the place you're taking. Whoops, it's not a go-throughable. I love those little bugs in the foreground. Really cool looking silhouettes. Centipedes are kind of a no-go for me. Oof. I've never had to deal with one. See those videos of those huge ones that live in basements? It's horrific. Yep, this one's pretty close. Although that's near the palace grounds, so maybe the King's Mark will do something with what appears to be the corpse of the king? I love the whole focus on the king. Yeah, there used to be this king. We're not going to go into big detail about it. Figure that shit out on your own. Would be an appropriate final confrontation. Nothing happens still. Okay. I didn't remember it having the little essence icons around it last time. The last thing to do in the game is come there. Bet. Alright, let me go ahead and do this. Cool. Neat. We were gonna go to, I think it's Queen Station? I think that's right. I think it's up and left from here. I still need to get my money back from that banker lady. Super messed up. Watch that just be it. She just takes it. Nothing more to it than that. No side quest, no getting it back. Commenting on how willy-nilly we trust NPCs in games. Still don't have the map for this area. Pretty sure there's acid thing around here, though. I've been on the other side of this, right? Very recently? Yeah, okay. I think it might be further up the thing I'm looking for. Hey, just going for another 10 minutes or so. How you doing? Did you take a nap? Watch something? It's my wife Andrea.
Hey, Andrea's here. Here comes.
We're rewatching the Death Note anime because we watched the Netflix movie and it's not very good.
Well,
got-
it's different than the anime.
Right.
The anime has what? How many episodes?
Yeah, you're right. It has
Like 20 episodes, half an hour
episodes,
each. Like the anime explores things that
tons
the
of
movie
time to
just
tell its
can't.
story. Right. No, you're right.
Um,
100%. I thought there was an acid thing in Fog Canyon that I could take. Oh, sorry to hear that, Dark Star. Yeah, I don't think... Oh, this is where the map guy is. He's on the other side of the... Oh! No! Give me your map! Ouch.
Yeah, breakups really suck. We had a interesting moment with my therapist where I was talking about how I'm fairly confident that my depression won't negatively affect my marriage because Dylan's not going anywhere.
No, I'm in it to win it.
And my therapist was like, "Oh my god, I'm so jealous. I'm just about to get divorced for the second time."
It's like, oh.
I was like, "Oh, that really sucks. I'm sorry."
Yeah, I'm glad we at least got that. Put a lot of points into that at character creation. At marriage creation. I feel like there was an area near here that had poison water on the left, and I needed to be able to swim through it to progress. I can't remember exactly where it is. The therapist does have a therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too short. If it had been a 10-hour miniseries, they maybe could have done it. Like, but the big problem is that it's kind of missing the L versus Kira, you know, Batman versus Batman, cat and mouse, which is what draws me to Death Note. It's not so much just like there's this thing, you write names in it and it kills people. It's that two really smart people are going head to head. And I guess the excuse for it, or part of the excuse, is that the US, or the West at least, doesn't really have the Japanese archetype of the, like, god student. The student who's super smart and, like, you know, top of their class. And that's extremely common in Japan.
Yeah, that was Ben.
He's so furry.
Yes, I am very lucky to have found Dylan. Or very lucky that he found me.
We found each other.
We're gonna be...
I'm very lucky to have you.
Oh no, right? You're the one who found my profile.
Right,
And
because
messaged me.
OkCupid. You had no reason to do any searching, right? You just wait.
No, it took me like 2 hours every day to go through my inbox.
Life is pain.
Life is pain.
I guess that's kind of what he is, isn't? He's basically good at everything. Right, because if you're smart in Western media, or particularly in American media, you have to be like an outcast, so people pick on you and stuff, whereas like no one would pick on Light.
Yeah, but the thing I really like about the anime is how they parallel Light and L. Like, they both have a line with them saying, like, "I am justice."
Right, yeah.
Right?
They're kind of two sides of the same coin, just they have a different belief about
Exactly.
what's right. The sheriff's son? No. There are ways they could have done it. Like, it could have been different. It's not... I'm at that point in my appreciation of, you know, art and adaptations that I don't get really upset when an adaptation isn't exactly the same as the original, because it can't be. It's... What's the point? Like, if you're just gonna shot-for-shot remake it, then don't bother. Especially if it's for a different market. So my complaints with the live adaptation aren't... It's not the same. It's just that it doesn't really... I don't even really know what story it's trying to tell, or what kind of feeling it's meant to evoke. It's not like horror. Right. I'm telling you, man, the Japanese Death Note movie has the perfect ending. Stop watching the anime at the obvious stopping point, and then go look up the Wikipedia ending for the movie, and that is the correct way for the story to end, I think. I'm gonna try to get back to... Oh, I could warp, but it spends an essence. Okay. No, I can make it to that. We're just gonna walk. Take a few minutes to walk there, and we'll be ready for next session. The one in the movie is the one they intended. No, it makes sense. There's foreshadowing for it, Serp. One of the rules of the Death Note doesn't make any sense unless if that was the intended ending, and it's pretty brilliant. Did I never go this way? No, one of those things. I need to get those map pins, man. Yeah, look up the ending to it, it's great. Yeah, we talked about Bakuman a little bit, right? Cool concepts. I was telling you about that, the story they wrote about being manga artists and writers, and how it's hard in the industry. I can whisper you after stream, prop. I just gotta get to this stag station over here. This way. There's a sign and everything. Oops. Death Note's pretty short. It's great though, I like that about it, that like shit starts happening immediately in Death Note. It's the kind of story that they could have dicked around with filler, but like the whole L drama begins and ramps up in like the second episode. Thank you, everybody. I'll try to keep streaming. You're in a much more predictable space now that you're on leave, right? So I can try to work with you, and I'll update in Discord if I'm going to stream. But it'll probably be these shorter, like 2-hour windows until we beat Hollow Knight into Alien Isolation, Driver San Francisco, and then wrapping up some subblock stuff. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Have a good rest of your week.